And welcome to another episode of Remember When with dionadoherty, a podcast where I, dionadoherty, ask my guests to remember when something happened in pop culture history that had some sort of effect on them. I don't know when this is going out, so I don't even know if I have to talk about Home Alone or not. I can't remember. I don't even know what next Thursday is. But anyway, it's grand. By next Thursday, the sequel to Bridesmaids is on sale right now, guys. It's called The Hen Do, which sounds like it should come before Bridesmaids, but it's my character's Hen Do. Not saying it very well. It'll be a great night out. Yeah. It's in the Opera House next October, and tickets are on sale now. geowitch.co.uk. The link in the bio, witches. Smash that link button. Is that what people are saying? I don't know. I've got two guests today. My guests are wonderful comedian Bronagh Diamond, who has been on the podcast before, and actor and current still drag act.
Yeah.
Still drag act. Cherry on top, you may know him. It is Matthew Cavan.
Yeah.
She's just shit herself.
You just realised who I am. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Did you not know he was cherry on top?
Can I tell you something?
Please do.
I'd love for you to.
I had my baby shower at AM/PM. And you were the entertainment.
I was the entertainment.
And you were fucking fabulous.
Aww.
I don't know why I'm getting on
like
it.
You went full drag.
I went full drag. But, do you know, my friend organised it. We were all there having a ball. And it led to me actually saying, whenever I was in the hairdresser's seat for my christening.
You don't remember your christening?
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, the dress was a bit short.
Maddie wasn't doing drag.
You all know that whenever you're getting your child christened, it's not actually for them, it's for you.
For the party.
Go, look how quick I lost the baby weight. But I'm still on. I still have more chins than a Chinese telephone.
No, you don't.
But I more loose rolls than Kennedy's bakery. But I went and sat in the hairdressing chair and said, do you know what I want? Have you ever seen like Cherry on Top? Do you know drag queens her? And
you're in the hairdressers?
I was in the hairdresser's seat and I was like, I want, and I was trying to emulate the hair that you had on the day, and I was going, it goes like this, so it really goes over. And she was going, you don't usually get women that say like, I want the drag queen. And I was like, babe, she's my cousin. You know what I'm like? It costs a lot of money to look this cheap. I want drag queen's hair. Like I want big. Fucking outrageous.
It ain't gonna move all night.
The bigger the hair, the closer to Jesus.
The closer to Jesus, this is it. Oh yeah, honey.
That's what they say.
But she was just like looking at me going, don't tell anybody I did your hair today. And I was like, fucking tell. I'm going to go up to that pub and tell everybody where I got my hair done.
Did your hair end up dead on? Was it good?
It wasn't big enough.
No.
No, it never is.
That's what we all say.
She was afraid to go full drag queen. And I was like, and then my friend, who is also a drag queen lover, was saying, Bronagh, I went to a girl the other day and she did my hair like a drag queen and she does big fat gypsy weddings.
Oh, but she was raging about having her hair like that?
No, she was loving it.
Oh, she was loving it.
She was like, this is where you go.
So you now know where to get your drag queen hair?
Know where to get it.
Delighted.
So I can't believe you were the entertainment
You
for
were
her
my,
baby
and
shower.
I was looking at you and you were talking about yourself and I just thought,
Always.
Always.
Of course.
Shock.
But that's self-promotion, baby.
Absolutely.
I was just really inspired by you.
Oh,
and I
thanks,
just
love.
thought, wow, this is amazing. I too want to be a drag queen.
You can.
You can.
I want to grow up, mama.
You could
And
be a drag queen.
Yeah.
I know, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
But
I'm
now,
looking
am
into
I right? If you're a drag queen, if you're a woman, do you play a male drag queen or
No,
you can
be
play
an
female.
whatever you want?
AFAB drag queen is a signed female at birth drag queen.
Of course,
So
yeah.
there's a drag queen at the moment who just did UK Drag Race that is now on Drag Race Canada versus the world called Victoria Scone, who is a signed female at birth and is a lesbian, but does full female drag.
And then
it's
there's Gemma who
amazing.
does
Yeah.
And then there's Gemma who does Dick Van
I
Dyke.
want to be a
Of
drag king.
course
No,
Gemma does, yeah.
I love.
Gemma Hutton, by the way, for anybody.
Yes,
Legend.
Yeah.
love her.
I'm sure
Absolutely
everybody
love her.
knows Gemma Hutton,
And
yeah.
she's a humanist.
Celebrant.
Celebrant
Yes,
now.
my sister just got married to her lovely wife, and Gemma was the
Was
celebrant.
she?
at my
I have
sister's
been
wedding.
trying to
That's
convince
awesome.
Sean to become a humanist celebrant since our wedding. We did a humanist wedding as well, and I was like, Sean, this is like the best crack. Like, imagine getting to go and like marry people. And he's like, I know, but like that's not. I didn't It's like not something I've wanted to do. It's all you need to do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Like
He'd be really good at that too.
I think he'd be brilliant. It's like you get
Yeah.
to. Sean loves writing personalised jokes for people. He wrote personalised jokes for everyone at our wedding, and we put them on a cracker.
That's brilliant.
And I was like,
That's
you
so
would,
cute.
I know, and like we Christmas crackers. She's like, but you would love, like, you would love to be able to like write personalised material for a couple.
He
and
would
then,
be brilliant at that.
That would be amazing. Like, that would be a
make him
great
in
job.
too.
And I would love to have a comedian as my celebrant at my wedding.
That's what I was like.
That's perfect.
The amount of people that would love to have a comedian come to it, because if you're doing a humanist wedding, you've already like you're not doing the religious thing.
Yeah.
You already
Yeah.
want something modern and different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would want a comedian.
Right, this is a bit controversial here.
Class.
I believe in God, right? I'm not a rosary rattler or like a Bible basher, or I don't eat the chapel railings, but I do.
You don't want to do what to the chapel railings?
I don't eat the chapel railings. We used to have a wee saying, you know, all them people that sit at the very front.
Oh,
The
why?
closer the front, the bigger the cunt, right? They're only there to see what everybody else is doing and bitch about the fact. I was
Well,
actually...
sure, you can't see everybody from the front. You want to sit at the back for that.
But you know what you see whenever they're sitting at the front? See whenever they're kneeling down? There was this woman before, and I could see that she got her shoes in the seal because she forgot to take her
Forgot to
fucking
take the
sticker off
stickers
the bottom. Yes, but even though I do, and I'm not religious in terms of like dogma
I love
and all.
how you're in chapel going, all them judgy bitches at the front.
Yeah.
She got her shoes in the seal.
Jay. But it was the fact that like, she looks brilliant, but she doesn't realise she has a sticker on her shoes. She does look brilliant. I'm just a jealous bastard, right?
Yeah.
God forgive me. But I although I do all that malarkey and I don't do the chapel thing, I do want a humanist funeral
Oh, why?
because they're better.
Aye.
They actually talk about you
Do you ever see...
and like give everybody a bit of crack, and they're not afraid to.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
You know, when
My
you go to
ma
a
said...
funeral for a Catholic, you don't even know. It could be anyone's funeral.
No, my ma is Catholic, and my ma was like, I want everyone to wear like bright colours in my wedding and for it to be like a bit of crack. And Catholic weddings are... Not weddings. The funerals are great in the wake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Great crack, and then you get to the actual ceremony. You know, this is super boring. Like I remember whenever my godmother got buried, and they shook all that incense stuff over the top of her. I think I've said it in the podcast, over the top of her what do you call it, coffin. And I remember just being, she would hate this. She's asthmatic. Like I was so she's gonna fucking hate that.
She would have hated it.
But with do you ever see those videos of people where they put like a wee audio thing on their coffin, and people play it and it's all let me out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to do something like that.
yeah.
That happened in Donegal like a couple of years ago, and they just as it was being lowered into the ground, it wasn't even just as like in the church.
Yeah,
It was
like a
as
wee
it was being
aside.
lowered into the ground, dirt gets thrown on, and all you heard was "Doof, doof, doof, let me out, let me out."
Amazing.
Amazing. You'd shit yourself.
Yeah.
You would absolutely shit yourself.
A
from
friend
that.
of mine.
But it'd be so funny if someone was going down and they were genuinely still alive, and
I
everyone
know.
was like, classic Brian.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a legend,
What a
comedy
trickster.
genius.
It's all not
No, actually,
Jokes
I'm
on you.
genuinely alive.
lads, no, seriously, please.
Brian would say that.
Yeah. No, actually.
Yeah, I can't breathe anymore, guys. Of course you can't.
I want
Yeah,
mobile
Brian.
phone in with me though, just in case. Like, you know.
Just in case you need out.
Do you?
Yeah.
I want to be turned into a tree.
I would love to be turned into a tree.
Do you mean like painted and stuck branches on you, or
Aye.
do you mean
No.
like that word for
I
the
just
rest of my
like
life?
this-
like in a nativity?
Like a scarecrow in the middle of a field. No, you can get put into these pods
Yeah.
that with like tree seeds, and you get buried.
Brilliant.
And then you get all your like vitamins and stuff in your
Yeah,
body are
yeah.
get pulled into this tree, and then sometimes a skull will grow out the side of the tree because that's where you're.
Really?
Yeah, which is exactly what I would want. I would want my full skull,
brilliant.
full
Hold on.
cherry on top
I
skull.
come and stick eyelashes on it
Gross.
and all for you.
It grows.
Well, it doesn't grow. It would just come. It would grow out of the ground where you are. Your
Oh,
skull
'cause they would pit
with
your
the
skull.
tree, and it protrudes out of the tree trunk.
That's awesome.
There has to be
Amazing.
some sort of a law against that.
Probably.
We can't just have heads on trees.
I mean,
I mean,
trees.
that's fucking
There's
bizarre.
some skullduggery going on about here.
Yeah.
Sorry. I
Literally,
apologise.
the opposite of skullduggery. It's fucking out.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you can get made into necklaces and all as well, can't you?
Aye.
People get
You
made.
get your ashes turned into like diamonds and things like that.
I definitely want cremated.
Oh, do you?
100%.
Oh, you see, that freaks me out.
Why are you dead?
I always think,
I
what if
know.
you feel the flames?
You won't. You're dead.
Well, I probably will because I'll be in hell anyway with all this shit I'm talking. But
I call in the front row at the fucking
Yeah.
chapel, bitches.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be too busy shaking hands with all my mates, but going, fuck him and up Paris. It's great.
Yeah.
At least it's warm.
When I go to hell, but the first chance I get for a girls' night out is having a time.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
Look at that devil dick over there. Do you know what I mean? You go, girl.
You go get you some devil dick.
Go get you some devil
The devil dick?
Yeah. But that's it. Like, you can get made into... I would want to be ashes, because I think... Do you know when you think of, like, old, lonely people at home, but they have something to talk to, and it's like a ashes on top, like an urn.
An urn.
And they can have a wee chat with it. You know what I mean? Like, I think if Sean were to go, whenever he feels like it, I would...
Anytime now.
Anytime now.
It's all right, Sean.
Is he insured?
I would have a... Yes.
Delighted.
We do have life insurance. I made sure of it.
Yes. That's what I've been doing recently.
Life insurance. It's a born out
Making
process.
sure he fucking has it. Because I had it and I was like, why do I have it and you don't?
Yeah, there's more chance of you going than me.
That's
Yeah, he fucking
all
drives
very
like a
grown up
maniac.
for me.
Yeah.
All very too grown up for me.
Yeah. I was
haven't thought
talking
about life insurance.
about this earlier on today, about how, like, even like pensions, whenever you're self-employed and you're in the creative industry, the last thing you think of is like setting up a pension.
Never thought about it in my life.
No, but that's something you need to do.
I know.
Because you have to think, because when you think about
Especially
it,
when you're
when
comedian.
I'm old,
We think we're just going to die on
I'll not
stage.
be funny. I'm barely funny now.
I know.
I'll not be funny when I'm 60.
Shut up.
You could get funnier. Like that is a possibility.
Thank you so much.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate
You're a
that.
funny bastard. Stop it.
Good. If you try really
If you just
hard,
try just a little bit harder,
just write better jokes. Did you not
you
think
know,
of that?
Well, I'm funny.
get your
looking.
husband to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, personalised jokes.
Because men are funnier.
Oh,
Fuck off.
Is that what we're getting at? I'm joking.
I mean,
Buddha thinks I think that.
could you imagine?
I know your sarcasm was
Men are
was
awful.
too near the nerve for me there. I was like, hold on.
Men are awful.
Men are awful. They're worst. The worst.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Although we keep going with them.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
But I always
chance would be a fine thing for me.
Yeah.
see if men are always going on about why, you know, women love, but especially on the internet these days, you know, the way there's those real, what do you call that, Andrew Tate and all, really, you know, hate women. And they're all, women just want to get married and all. And you're like, well, see if women are the ones that always want to get married, why is it always the men asking?
That's true.
That is very true.
Yeah, you're like, I didn't fucking suggest it. You were the one that asked me, did you want to get married?
I wonder where it comes from, because men didn't ask women to marry them, I'm sure, in the beginning.
just
Naturally, they
demanded.
just took
Look
them.
at that fair maiden
Yeah.
over there with a father with lots
I
of
don't
money.
think it started in Dublin either.
I don't know what that accent was, but I don't know if it was...
I don't think it was Dublin either.
It was like you once lived in Dublin and then moved to Kerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
spent,
yeah.
spent
By,
this-
That's exactly
spent the summer
by
in the
Texas.
Falklands.
Yeah, exactly what I was going for.
Good.
Yeah.
With a wee bit of a.
But do you know at weddings, do you know why women hold flowers walking down the aisle?
Because used to smell.
Yes. They used to get a bath once a year in May time. And then people would get married in the summer. Married at the end of the summer, and by then you started to stink again, so they held flowers in front of them to mask the smell.
And do you know why?
did
Where
not
the
know.
phrase "throwing the baby out with the bathwater" comes? Because people used to have like one bath, and it would work where the eldest and most important, i.e., obviously the man, get bathed first, and then by the time it got down to the youngest, the bath was that dark because the water was that dirty that sometimes they would say you could accidentally throw the baby out with the bathwater
Because it
get
was
lost
so
in there.
dirty. Imagine putting the wee baby in the dirty water.
Ding,
You think they'd
ding-a-ling.
start first?
That's hideous.
They're just like, dysentery, we need to get rid of this one.
I wondered why Wayne's had scabies and all sorts.
I know.
I mean, did they wonder that? I don't know.
Yeah.
They probably did. But, like, that's... Do you know where the term hangover comes from?
No.
No.
I'm glad you didn't
tell us?
because it's very little you don't know.
I am a font of useless
Yeah.
information.
Hangover, so people used to... Hangings years ago were like a spectating sport.
Yes.
So they were like people, if a criminal, that's how they would kill them if they were sentenced to death. So they would hang them publicly, and it would be like a spectating sport, and people would treat it like a day out.
Right.
People would go out, and they used to do them on Sundays, and people would go out and get blocked, and it was like a whole day out. People were like cheering that this baddie was being killed, and I'm selling it like it's something like a Robin Hood, like the baddie was going down.
The baddie.
But then people would not show up for work the next day because they were all hungover. So it was because it was the
Yes.
the next day over from the hanging. So it was the
my
hangover.
God.
To be fair, that sounds like more crack than watching the World Cup,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Or the same. It's a guitar.
well, that's true.
That's
Actually,
true.
they're
Yeah.
not
Some
too
poor
dissimilar
bastard
these
that
days.
showed his knees whenever he was kicking the footballs getting hung on Sunday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The same thing.
Pretty much.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, football.
I hate football.
Yeah.
I like the players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Yeah, it's fair. I prefer.
Do you know
rugby.
why? Because I've realised, say you watch football. Like I've watched Sean's mad into football, big Liverpool supporter, and we watch it. And if he's all like, if he gets really into it and all, and like, do you know, like he's like, oh fucking, I don't know how to even say words that people say when they're watching football.
Red
Stick it in the
card.
net. Aye.
Oh.
Do the goal. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I'd be like, these
Offside.
guys are all about 21, and they're like well over a decade younger than I. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go on their kids.
Yeah.
Most of them are really, really young. Like
Yeah.
they get signed when they're like 12
Yeah.
or whatever. Do you know? So they're young. So I'm watching going, I can't fancy usins. There's
Yeah.
definitely
It's pedophilia.
there's a law
Yeah.
or a line
know.
at least.
I know. I wish I cared about anything as much as some men
care about football.
Like that. Like if I even just cared about, like, I don't know, gardening or something, anything at all. My kids, you know what I mean? Like,
Just anything.
yeah, my life would be probably more interesting. Do you
But
know what
I,
mean?
as much as I'm like, I can't believe people get so obsessed with football. I'm actually jealous that
I'm
men
jealous.
have, and not just men, women too, because obviously like there's obviously a massive women's interest in football too. But like they're so passionate about something, and they and any.
I
if you
just
ever go
imagined
on
a big
holidays-
massive woman being interested in football. This
But
is
if you
what
go
my
on
mind went.
holidays with a guy who's into football, they can find friends in 3 minutes flat.
Yeah.
Other people who are into football,
Yeah.
and all us dickhead wives are sat there like,
I know, but do you want to go on holiday and watch a television screen? Or do you want to go on holiday and lie, drink your cosmopolitan in the sun?
I just want to go on a holiday.
I know, mate, me too.
I just want to go anywhere.
Well, we just do that.
It's been years.
I
When's
guess-
the last time you went on holiday?
March.
Have you been?
I went to
5
Gran Canaria for a week.
I'm so
10
jealous.
days.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
just spent like a week of it naked on a beach.
Turn and
Oh, did you do naked on the beach?
Oh, absolutely. I loved it.
Did you go to a nudist beach?
Aye.
Oh, I.
Well,
hope
it's
so.
like,
Otherwise,
it's
that's-
Gran Canaria. It's sort of,
Are they all
is
nudist?
there any other way?
I do you know I've been to Gran Canaria a few
What do you mean,
times.
to get everything out?
Kept the baps on.
Guy. Flopping about the place. Well, we say flopping. That's a,
It was
Jiggling.
a slight wiggle. Yes, no, I loved it. And I felt very liberated.
Amazing.
And it was wonderful.
I could not get my dick out.
Have you ever had your boobs out on holiday?
Never.
No.
You didn't get your boobs out on holiday?
No.
Oh,
No.
Diona.
Oh, I do.
I
Fried
would-
eggs to the wind. Don't
I
care.
would love to have the confidence to do that because I have a cracking set.
I'd say you would have a cracking set.
I
I
don't
was like,
breastfed for a
show
year and a
me.
half.
Even
Mine are
better.
like fucking puppy dogs.
They don't
ears.
match.
Yeah.
Are they
That's
supposed
just
to?
the way they are. They're just
No, the mine's do match.
Oh, okay.
But
fine.
they're not supposed to actually.
They're not?
Like
They're
eyebrows.
not.
They're meant to be sisters, not twins.
Yeah.
Well, Halle Berry said that, didn't they? Whenever somebody slagged her off and was saying, "Oh, your boobs aren't symmetrical," and she went, "Well, honey, when they're real, that's how they look." Do you know
Yeah.
what I
And
mean?
they are
It's
beautiful
like
boobs.
more power to you, sister.
I would love to have the confidence to lie on a beach with my baps out because I know that people. Because also then you don't get tan lines.
That's why I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had your minge out on the beach?
No, well, no. Hope nobody see me whenever I did that. Because
Did you do that?
No, it didn't.
Oh.
No, it did
then
not.
that's
It would have
fine.
went dark. Fuck's sake.
Why are you more private about your minge than your boobs?
I know.
Because I don't know, people come out of that and into it, but just
Oh, them were the
that's-
days.
That's like, I don't know what, because your boobs are just your mammary glands. Like
Yeah.
boys have boobs, some men have bigger tits than I do.
Oh, why?
And they're slathering themselves up, and you're going, I can never baste a turkey again.
But this is the thing. It all stems from misogyny. Men
does.
can walk about with their you get one whiff of a sun ray in Belfast city centre, and every spide has got their nipples
Chop
out of the
off.
sun.
Yeah.
Whereas women, if you do that, the police come.
Yeah, it's not on.
Yeah,
It's not
nipples.
on.
The woman's nipple is like seen to be.
You can't even feed
has-
your
it's
child in
censored,
public
I
without
know.
people getting
People
offended.
look
But
at-
yet,
that's why I kind of love posting the pictures of
Do you know what
breastfeeding.
though? Because you breastfed your kids and I did it for a year and a half, and I swear to God, I was always dying for an argument. Every single time I was in public, I was like, would somebody just start me already?
Yeah.
I feel I would be
love,
the- I'd
and
be the
nobody
same.
ever did. Everyone was always just so like nobody could give a shit, and I was
Yeah.
all somebody
do you
have a
know-
fight with me so I can post it
Yeah.
if
online.
I'd have known, I would
Yeah,
have totally
don't
done
you
that for you.
Oh, I wish you'd have set it up.
Yeah. What are you doing?
No?
That's just thinking one feeder off the other one.
Yeah.
That's your small one.
What the small one?
I know, I actually used to be. It's strange because I can be a wee bit gobby, but see, whenever I was breastfeeding, I felt really vulnerable. Not because I was breastfeeding, but just because I was hormonal and depressed as fuck. But I always used to be like, oh, I really hope nobody says anything to me. And Curtis, my husband, used to be like, I fucking hope they do. You know,
Aye.
don't you worry. He
I'd
used to
say
sit,
something.
he used to stand sentinel, and I used to be like, I just really don't want an
Yeah.
argument. I might have to go home and cry.
Although for a joke one time, my father-in-law
Oh, God.
bought me a tent.
A breastfeeding tent? Yes.
How you put it up in his garden? He goes, there's a tent for you to go to breastfeed on. He will go to the lengths to just say that. It was just, and I was all, I'm hardly going to go breastfeed. And I goes, I know, it's only joking.
He bought it. He went to Hartford and bought a tent.
Put it up and was all.
This was definitely Sean's daddy.
Yeah, he goes to lengths for his joke, and I was like, okay, that's it now.
Brilliant. Yeah, you're like, that was
so funny.
That was intense.
Yeah. But would you only ever, I was going to say breastfeed naked.
I will only ever feed my child while I'm naked. Yeah. I think it's really important.
Yeah.
You know, skin.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you ever sunbathe on holidays not being naked, or is it just always?
Oh, yes. No, this was the first holiday that I ventured into the nude.
And were you with people who had done that as well?
Me and my best mate went.
Yeah.
And like we are exes.
Oh, okay.
But then
wow.
I know we were together for like 6 years, and then we despised each other for 2 years, and then went, actually we're really good mates. Yeah. So we've been best mates now. We're like non-romantic life partners.
That's so unusual.
It's so unusual.
Not for the gays though.
Do you not think
I know.
so?
Well,
lesbians,
it's probably because we're
of
whores.
like my friends that are still really close with their ex-girlfriends, and you're like, how do you not hate her? You know
6 years with someone romantically, and then now be like, let's go on holidays together. And did you meet other people when you were there?
Yeah, well, yes.
Weird.
I did. So Gran Canaria is quite famous for their sand dunes. So I met some people in the sand dunes.
Oh, did you?
I am letting away too much here on the podcast, Dionadoherty.
So it's a completely different experience I had with the sand dunes
yes.
when I was in Gran Canaria. It was just like building sandcastles, trying to keep my tits on.
Very, very different experience.
Yeah. So what's the sand dunes about?
The sand dunes on Maspalomas Beach, so just behind the beach before you get to Playa del Ingles is a nature reserve. So it's just these massive, like miles and miles of sand dunes. But they're a gay cruising area. Or they're a cruising area, not just for the gay people, but behind sort of the gay beach, there's a very gay cruising area. Behind the sort of heterosexual couple beaches, like a swingers cruising area.
What's cruising?
Cruising is going and having public sex.
Okay.
Oh my God, I did not know this existed.
Yeah.
I went to Gran Canaria with my man and dad though.
Did you think
why did they want to go to Gran Canaria? Why did my man and dad want to go?
To swing.
It happened.
To swing?
That happened.
Right, so tell me the crack.
Some German couple. That's what happened with your parents in German couple.
Yeah. That's why I'm called Diona.
That's it.
Yeah, it's not German. I don't know where that came from. No. Sounds more Asian, doesn't it, a wee bit?
Diona.
What you did there was
that was
Dublin again. You were Cork again?
Yeah.
Diona. No, I think it sounds Irish.
Okay, that'll do.
So yes, I went and there's like a little map you can get on like cruisinggrancanaria.com.
I love it.
And it sort of tells you different areas that you can go to for what you're into.
Yeah.
So like if I was a bigger hairy guy, there's an area for like bears and like bear chasers and cubs. I am a twonk, which used to be a twink.
What's that?
A twink is like a skinny gay, like a young, pretty skinny gay. Yeah. A twonk I used to be young, pretty skinny gay. Slightly older, but still quite skinny.
Yeah.
Just because I don't eat, because I've never enough money. And then I'll be a twang.
Yeah.
And so I kind of went to the area for the sort of skinnier people, and it was really fun. My housemate came across an orgy that was 17 people deep.
What?
He didn't go anywhere near it because
there's your human centipede. We talked about that in an earlier podcast. That's what that's like, a fucking human centipede.
But he was too scared. Like this was Connor's first time sort of being around cruising. I had been cruising before because I in my early 20s was filthy. Yeah. But Connor sort of has a Samsung that has a 50 times zoom on it. So we like just heard this like raucous happening in the middle of the sand dunes. And sort of like peeked over a little ledge and just saw like 70 people going at it with each other.
Brilliant.
So he took a picture. But yes, so I spent a week.
The nosy bastard in me is loving this.
I just can't believe why do we not categorize heterosexual? Like it was so much easier. That's a fucking great like the OCD organizational gal in me is like that's the best way to organize shit.
It's class.
I love that. So organized. Like why do we not go? Okay, this is like the. These are the people who want to watch Love Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then these are the people who don't. That's the two categories I need.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then you can automatically tell if you're going to be compatible with somebody based on that.
Yeah.
But that's amazing.
So I met a few people throughout the week. Connor didn't. He was still trying to do uni work, which I don't know why you would ever take uni work away to Gran Canaria. Like, that was stupid. But he did. Yeah. He finished his uni work, and then we had a wee bit of a celebration, and he met some Scottish guy, but he met in a bar.
Yeah.
And then they went out to a bar.
I love like you were like,
they
how
went
boring.
out to a club. Yeah. And then they went back to the apartment where I was like in San June B, and then in Sex Club, and then in San June C, and then back to the sex. Like, that was my Gran Canaria experience.
I love how that is the most organised riding I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's important to be organised when you're riding.
Yeah.
Is it?
Not really.
Well,
most of my life is so disorganised, though, that when I like a little bit of organisation, especially on holiday.
Yeah.
Because, you need to have your sunbathing time, your dick time, drinking time.
Yeah.
After hours time. It's good to have recuperation. Yeah.
I have never been on, like, except for one time I was in a Hindu, but it's not really, I was married then. I've never been on like a big girls' holiday. I've never been on a holiday where I haven't like had my boyfriend there or been married. So
Really?
I've never went away and done all that
Like
ever.
a lads holiday for girls.
Yes, never done a lads holiday for girls ever. Ever. And I don't know if I should like pause my marriage for like a year or two and go do all those things
get a
I
hall
didn't do.
pass.
I mean, yeah. Leave Sean with kids.
Leave your husband
leave
and
your
your
husband.
child.
And
Go to Gran Canaria.
Go to Gran Canaria. I'll take you.
Are there? So you're saying there's heterosexual beaches as well?
So the
Surely riding in public's illegal.
No, not in Gran Canaria. And
Not in San June B.
Not in San June B. Also, like, because it's public, but not really. Like, you sort of do find discretion.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just some sort of, sometimes it is a bit of a free-for-all.
But some people like that, don't they?
Yeah,
Wee
and
bit of-
also
that's
the
the
gay
thrill.
area does seem to be a lot dirtier. Like, not as in, like, germs and stuff, but they just seem to be a bit filthier, whereas the swinging street beach seem to be a lot more... Like, we will go off for a walk into, like, the deepest part of the sand dunes.
That's where
I'll
my man
finger you
that way.
there, and then we'll go back to the beach. Whereas the gays are like, I'll start sucking you off on the beach, and then just trail you by the dick into the dunes.
Like, why is it that people who are gay are so much more open about sexual stuff? Like, it's a great thing to be. Like, I think, but when you're heterosexual, you're just taught to fucking
I
not
suppose
say much
because
about
we're
it.
looking at a different body as well. So we're a wee bit funny about
So
our
you're not as
stuff.
confident about
Where
it?
it's like, the way you get undressed and round your girls and you'll be like, sure, if you have anything I haven't, we can shoot at it. Do you think
do
it's...
what?
Shoot at it. No, sorry, that's just something I say. If I have anything you haven't got, we can shoot at it. Like, it mustn't be useful. It'd be
Shoot at your longer left labia.
Should you do?
wink, wink,
Shoot your dude.
But yeah, it's just like, is it like that? Because it's like, you've got what I've got. And
Yeah, I suppose.
I think it's also probably still laced in absolute misogyny.
Possibly.
Probably.
But I do think gay people, gay, lesbian, bi, trans, have had to live like a secret.
I agree.
Whether it's for a really long time, like I came out when I was 16, and I do think a lot of those sort of formative years of my life, I felt completely wrong about who I was. Mm-hmm. So then whenever I owned who I was, I then went, fuck you, society.
That's it.
And I just totally reclaimed my sexuality.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't... I think we live in a society where, women are told that sex is really for a purpose.
Aye.
And that is...
It's not for enjoyment.
It's not for enjoyment.
No.
You just need to pop out some kids. Whether you can, whether you want to or not, pop them out now.
Yeah.
Or you're done.
Yeah.
Whereas...
So that's what... Because even like, I remember whenever I was going through the IVF process to have Winter, literally only found out then that you can only get pregnant in like 24 hours of the month.
You
When I
only
was,
found that out when you were doing your IVF?
Really?
when I was in my mid-20s. And even Sean was all, what? That's mad. Like, we were not taught that at school. We were taught, look at a dick and you will get pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we were... Because my school's ran by nuns.
That's what happens to me, though.
Look, why don't you get pregnant?
How many
Yeah.
kids
She's
have
got
you
4.
Oh,
boys.
Jesus
I
Christ.
know. And you know what? We're saying, sex is for having babies. No, sex is for having fun. You just happen to end up with all these brogues.
Well, I don't. Thank God.
Honestly, but I know that's a good thing about being gay. You don't get pregnant unless you really want to.
Yeah, unless you actively go... Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
4
Yeah.
boys too.
4 boys. I have
Jeepers.
created 4 penises.
Yeah.
In this world.
You've made the world a worse place.
I know. 4
Unless
times.
they all turn out to be gay.
Yes,
Do you
then
know,
you made the world a
I
better
have
place.
suggested that I was told that, you know, I was a bit weird for this, but somebody was like, you know, what would you do? Because a friend of mine, one of my kids used to, you know, put on high heels and like fart about and think he was dead funny, and I used to kill myself laughing at this and be like,
Yeah.
no, they really suit you, but yeah, it's funny, you know, fair enough,
Yeah.
whack away. Bought one of them a doll as well before, because it was like, he needs to learn how to be nice to a wee baby because he's about to get one, and I don't want
Yeah,
to
of course,
drop
yeah.
it, right? And somebody said to me, what would you do, you know, if he turned out to be gay? And I was like, what do you mean, what would I do? Like, what?
Also, he's already gay. He's not going to turn out
I
to
was
be
like,
gay.
and then
He's
I
gonna be
had
gay.
said, and then I
Yeah.
said, can I say this, that I secretly hope that he is?
Absolutely.
Right? And then
I
somebody
think
was
every
like,
mother
that's
wants a
not
gay
really
son.
right. And I was like, no, please, I really, really do want a gay son.
Yeah.
Because, you know the way they say, your son's your Sunday, he gets a wife as well. I'll just be like, no, because him and his boyfriend
This
come live
one's
with me.
mine.
We can go have a laugh together. We can
Yeah.
just be, you know, and plus they're better crack.
We are better cracked, to
Yeah.
be fair.
Do you know what I mean?
But also, like, I can't wait to, like, this... Do you know, like, I socialise with my parents. Like, I have drinks with my parents and I, like, go and, like, that's... I socialise with
Yeah.
my parents more than I socialise with any of my friends. And most of my friends socialise with their family, too. Like, they would go drinking
Yeah.
with their family members. And I'm like, I cannot wait to not go drinking with Winter. You know, like... But do you know what I mean? Like, do you know when you're older and
Have
then
a
you can be
laugh
like...
with them.
I was cool one time.
Yeah.
And you'd be
Mum, do
like,
you want to go for a drink? No, Winter, take yourself out. Thanks, bye.
yeah, no, we thought we got rid of you when you were 18.
Yeah. Why are you still here?
I'm not
I
a
know.
regular mom, I'm a cool mom. Yeah.
Like Sean and I were all the other day, seeing whenever all these kids are going up in Outlet's house and we can just like go on a cruise. Yeah. We'd go
A cruise?
Go cruising in San Jim Bay. No, listen.
Cruising in San Jim.
No, we went on a cruise for our honeymoon and don't diss it. Have you been on one?
No.
Is it good?
I
Because
swear.
I'm not an octogenarian.
Swear. I swear.
I mean, mate,
No, seriously.
your
right?
honeymoon, you took yourselves on a cruise.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe how much fun it was. Now, we did go to New York for a week at the start, and then we went from
right.
New York to the Caribbean on a cruise. You will not believe how much fun it is. The first 3 days, we regretted it massively because we were like this, because we were at sea and it was freezing.
I'm the youngest people by 40 years.
Yeah, there was. Oh my god! But it's actually class by the end of it. Like there's like a full massive like 800-seater theater on these
Yeah.
ships, and there's like a big fancy. You can eat in any restaurant, and it actually has class. There's always shit to do. Now it might not be up everyone's street or tree, whatever. It might not be your cup of tea. Might not be your tree with skull on it. But it was class. But you know, so Sean went over to the pianist in like this like jazz bar we were one night, and he was like,
Sean's
"Could
on a
you?"
pianist.
I get.
I've been praying for it for a long time.
He was like, Sean went over and was like, "Can you play our wedding song,
What was it?
In My Life by the Beatles?" But it was Dave Matthews Band version. Yeah, but he was like, "Can you play that song?" I actually had that song in Bridesmaids when the bride walks down the aisle. I had our wedding song on. So
I was told about it.
oh, were you? Because then I was like, when Sean comes in, he'd be all, "She chose that Liverpool song."
And he didn't remember.
Yeah, but at in the cruise, he went over to the pianist and was like, "Can you play our wedding song, like, to surprise my wife?" Like, we were just sitting having a drink at the bar, and then this guy comes on the microphone and was like, "Could Sean Haggerty and Dionadoherty come up, please? We're gonna do a dance now." And he made us go on the dance floor and dance just us two to our wedding song, and I wanted to drown.
Oh my god.
I was like, I will throw myself overboard. We had to do
Jack, I'll never let go. I mean, scundered.
4 minutes. We had to slow dance, and I was all, I didn't even want to do this on my wedding day.
You had to repeat it in the middle of the
In
ocean.
front of all these pensioners.
That's brilliant.
It was so embarrassing. I was like, "Why did you do this?" He's like, "I just asked him to fucking play it, not bring us up." Yeah, it was the worst. And then you have to look at everyone the rest of the night, and they're all,
Oh,
Yeah.
"Congratulations."
aren't you two so in love?
Yeah, but there was on our cruise ship, there was this guy who I think he was on America's Got Talent or something. He was a magician,
Right.
Oh.
but I mean a fucking proper. I don't mean he would just do card tricks. You'd be sitting at the bar and he would be like chatting to you, and like you didn't arrange to meet at this specific bar. You just like maybe bump into him or whatever, you know, or whatever it was. He would talk to you, and then he would do a card trick, and he would get a lemon from behind the bar, and he would cut it open, and your fucking card with like you'd written your name on it was inside the lemon and all, and you're like, is this the Matrix? Like, how is this happening? I mean, he would proper do shit like that. Now, to be fair, Sean was convinced him and his wife were trying to buy me.
What do you
They
mean?
might have been.
Because they kept trying to be like, they kept trying to get me to come do stuff with them. Like, Sean.
We're trying to get you to
Yeah.
Join in.
And they were always like, well, we'll go for drinks to our room. And have you ever been in a cruise? Your room is like the size of a closet. And I was like, you can't go for drinks at people's rooms.
Yeah.
There's 100 bars on the ship.
I would say the
They wanted
magicians-
you to join.
He
them.
wanted to put me in a box and make me disappear.
I am sure also that magician's room was bigger than a shoebox. I'm sure his was some sort of like state suite.
Yeah.
Yes, and even if it wasn't, he would make it
And
appear
he's been
that
like,
way.
would you like to see me make my magic sausage disappear?
Yeah. But you know, I
Come
remember
here.
thinking, do you ever meet really flashy people who just blow money on the stupidest of things, and you're like, it's a power move.
Oh, wow.
You're just spending loads of money
yeah.
in front of
Oh,
people, money you don't have probably. But this is so ridiculous. But we were at, I'm trying to sell the cruise to you, but we were at bingo.
Yes, no, bingo would sell cruises to me.
Okay.
Bit of bingo.
Fucking love
No,
bingo.
it wasn't like fun bingo. It was like average bingo, right?
Serious.
Okay.
All the
Yeah.
Pensioner bingo.
legs left.
Yeah, pensioner bingo,
Pensioner
right?
bingo.
Blue Rinse
Right.
Brigade were there on the
Stampers.
Malaysian, with their stamps, doing bingo, taking it really serious, 20 sheets each, right? But this guy, we went in and say your sheet was like, it was like say 20 quid. It was expensive bingo. It was like 20 quid for a sheet. But he went in, this guy blew like, he was like, buy me like $500 worth of sheets. And I was like,
How's he
"Hey,
gonna
this is
mark
like-
them?"
This is only going to pass half an hour of your day. Why are you blowing 500 quid on bingo sheets? And he didn't give a shit about getting them done. And he just wanted to show us that he spent a whole pile of money on bingo sheets. And I swear it was like, we talked about it so much throughout our honeymoon. We're like, remember that man with bingo sheets?
Was it the magician?
The magician. He just
Oh my God.
blew all this
I can
money
make
on
all my
bingo
money
sheets.
disappear.
Brilliant. I was just like, why would you, like, that was a power move.
Yeah,
That is
definitely.
absolutely
He's still
right.
trying to
Still
show
didn't get me
off.
to his room.
Big dick energy.
He's
He
yeah.
BDE.
Big dabber energy.
Yeah.
Dabber energy.
He's been watching videos of Pete Davidson
Yeah. Check.
with his BDE. Would you have ever been on a cruise?
No.
Staying on line just?
I just over to the
Stranraer.
the old Stranraer, and whenever I was on the Stanley line though, I was about 10, and it was a community centre like group trip, so it was basically all of us, a bunch of Highlands
Oh,
from
God.
Leonarding.
Oh,
right?
Jesus.
You can imagine. I actually think that they were trying to just bring us over there,
And leave yous
ditches
there?
and fuck off
Yeah.
back home. But whenever I was on the trip, I didn't realise. I just thought they were giving out samples of stuff, and I was like, free shit,
Samples?
right? Samples of gin, Gordon's gin.
Oh.
Now, bear in mind, I'm telling you lies. I was 14, and
Oh, and you'd never had a
Because
drink in
she
your
was
life. But
pregnant?
that's
never
good.
had a drink in my life. And I lifted it and thought there was a woman standing there and she didn't stop me from taking this gin. She must have just thought that must be what they do in their culture. They just fucking let the kids.
Were you in a school uniform or anything?
No, I wasn't. I was wearing my best fucking tracksuit. And
Pop-up bottoms.
Kappa
Kappa,
bottoms,
uh-huh.
Yeah.
aka stripper. Whip your bags down. But that's a wee reference to the last episode we were in.
yeah.
But I had the gin, so I poured an entire pint glass of the gin out, and I walked with it like this, and I tasted it, and it was like perfume, and I thought, that's not for me, but it's free, so I'm fucking taking it. And I brought it and gave it to, like, the youth leader that was
As a sacrifice.
with us. I was like, look what I got. And I gave it to the guy who was like, they're a sow lad. He used to be in the RA, and he just decided to come on the trip to make sure all the kids were all right. And I get absolutely fucking blocked. And the rest of the trip that was supposed to be to M&D's was just us trying to look after him because he was
Look after this ex-RA member. Come on.
pissed.
Who's hammered?
Yeah. He was just like, there's all the kids there. He's having a good time. We were
Was
like,
it the only adult?
there was another adult there,
It
but
was
I
the
think
90s.
Yeah.
it was the 90s.
So, yeah.
So we were just like, yeah.
The other
this
one was
is-
on a list, so he had
He
to
was
stay 100
blocked.
yards away at all times.
He was absolutely blocked all the way there and all the way back again. Honest to
Jesus,
God.
on 1 pint of gin.
We were just like, I thought I was getting out of the house away from this for a day. Do you know what I mean?
But do you ever think about, like, I used to teach drama classes, like, workshops, and I would be, like, I looking back and I was like, why did anyone put me in charge of all of these children?
Yep.
Because I was very bad at it and didn't care. Like, I was like,
I did the same. I taught drama in a secondary school, like after school's drama.
yeah.
I was terrible.
Yeah.
I hated it. I hated them, and they all smelt like teenagers are horrendous.
Oh, they're so
I
dirty.
love it because I like to think I think I'm fucking Augusto Boal talking Augusto Bollocks, right?
No.
I went in.
He's
and-
not called Augusto, is he? Boal?
Augusto Boal.
Is it Augusto?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's a practitioner.
Theatre of the Oppressed. He's a practitioner.
Oh, hey, my.
Yeah. So
I know my craft
We all
well.
fat day.
I'm really
Yes.
interested in like the power dynamic of working class people and educating them and using drama as a tool. So I went in and I was working in. Whenever I graduated, I thought I'm gonna change the fucking world.
Oh.
I
I was like, I'm going to earn some money.
No, see, that's why you're earning money now and churning shit out. I thought I would take the righteous cause, and I ended up broke as fuck and just downtrodden, wanting to fucking kill myself.
Adding more dicks to the world.
Yeah, adding more dicks to the world. And speaking of dicks, I went in and then I realised quickly that I had to separate the boys and the girls because they were all teenagers and they were all mad. And, there was I think there was probably a few kids made, somewhere in the corner.
During the show, yeah.
And the many...
There's the cops for you.
I don't think I could have seen any more... Oh, God.
And they're here for you now.
You're not living your life right if you don't feel
Crimes
a bit
against
nervous when
theatre.
you hear people.
I love men in uniform, so I'd be delighted.
Do you?
Do you?
Aye.
Do you ever get pulled on shit yourself, though? I've been pulled on
Have you?
a couple
I don't
times.
drive, so no.
I've been pulled on for slightly speeding once, and then I got pulled on once, and they were just telling me that like my tail light was out. But they're coming around, you're like shaking the gazeer, and you're all, what have I? And you're literally checking, going, I've definitely robbed. Have I robbed somewhere, or like have I kidnapped somebody? Have I stolen this car?
There's a dead body in my trunk.
I've definitely done shit wrong here, and like you're
I'm definitely transporting heroin.
I must be. Like,
must
you're going
be.
through every scenario
Yeah.
until like, and then they're just like, I'm just your taillights out. Just can you get that fixed? And you're like,
It's the PTSD though. It's the PTSD. It's because we're used to like being pulled over and like he might shoot me. Do you know what I mean?
I hear
He's
something
big
quite sexy about that.
RUC man.
the threat of
Getting
danger.
shot.
Slight threat of like being shot by a
Violence.
Brit.
Yeah.
Something quite sexy about that.
I would agree that there are many people who fantasized about being
By being
stopped at a checkpoint by a man with a gun.
Aye.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not me, like, but I'm sure.
Shoot me in the face.
My granddad was on his way up to Gary before and stopped him at the checkpoint on the Glenchain Pass, and there was a big UDR man said to him, where is it you're going? Let me see your licence, whatever. And he says, I'm going up to Derry. And your man says to him, I think you'll need to rethink that. I've never heard of that place, right? Given that whole palaver.
That's where it started. That guy.
That guy there.
It's him.
It was
So
him.
he said, apparently he was just, this is the fucking story anyway in the family, it's probably bullshit, but my granddad was a fucking character. But they said to him, no, I'll be back over to you. Just you sit there and have a wee think about where you're going. And he came back over to the car and asked my granddad again. He went, so where is it you're going? He says, I'm going to Derry. Thinking I ain't fucking cheeky bastard. And he went away and he left him sitting at the side of the road for about half an hour. And he came back over to my granddad and he says, have you rethought where are you going? And my granddad went, I've actually changed my mind and gone up through Craigavon.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Defiant to the last.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Maddie, what is your remember when moment?
So, I remember when I was there was a character called Angel in a musical called Rent.
Yes.
And,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
I played Angel in the Northern Ireland premiere of Rent.
Did she?
I did, and I loved it. It was in Stranmillis College, and it was summer of 2009, and we finished our show. So Angel dies in the show.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. He dies of AIDS. Really grim. But don't worry, because he kind of then just stays about on stage for most of the rest of the show, and then they all have a big lovely song at the end, and everyone's happy, and it's fine. Most people have died of AIDS, but it's okay.
I bet you someone reading that went, yes, I get to have a wee break from halfway through. Oh, fuck's
Oh,
sake, I'm
fuck's
still on
sake.
stage.
Why am I on stage for the rest of the show?
Yeah.
On stage more after you die.
Yeah.
And we finished the show one night, and I died on stage about 8:30.
I die most nights on stage.
Yeah,
at half past eight.
I'm going to die tonight at about 8:30.
And we went round to Cutter's Wharf and sat down, and breaking news appeared on TV. Like, we were all sitting outside. It was the middle of the summer, and these big TVs outside, and breaking news, Michael Jackson died this evening at 8:30.
Oh my God.
I died on stage at the same time that Michael Jackson died.
Oh my goodness.
In real life.
Wow.
So
That's wild.
remember when about pop culture that
I mean,
will
that
always
is-
be in my brain.
Wow.
Such a connection.
I know.
Yeah.
I am
That
basically
would put the willies up you, wouldn't it?
I mean,
Aye.
that's what he did.
Up young boys.
I wish I had his success and his money and all.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't have his track record.
Yeah.
Of things like that.
Or his nose.
I always feel really bad if I put his
Left
music on because his music's fantastic. Then you're just not supposed to listen to that now.
I
He's
know.
absolutely my favourite paedophile. Like, out of them all, he would be my favourite.
No, that's a contender.
Like, I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
I wouldn't go home and listen to R. Kelly these days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I
wouldn't either.
would go home and listen to Michael Jackson.
Right, okay. So you can see past some things for
I mean,
Thriller.
for Thriller.
Yeah.
Like, as long as I can crack this out,
Yeah.
do whatever you fucking want to do. No.
No.
Well, you're dead now, mate, so it's
So
alright.
I can't believe you died on stage at the same time.
Same
he died.
time as Michael Jackson died in real life.
Yeah.
Boom!
Wow.
Do you ever see 11:11 on the clock all the time?
Yeah.
What is that
Angel
about?
numbers.
But I wonder, but like, is it because somebody has made such a big deal about the numbers 11:11 that you
That
just
you only
notice
notice
it more? But I probably see the clock every night at 8:30 and don't notice it.
Yeah,
Do
probably.
you know what I mean?
That's probably what it is,
Do
actually.
you know what I mean? It's just because somebody's brought it up.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
right.
I don't look at the clock ever.
No, not anymore. No one
Ugh.
looks. Yeah, no,
Look at-
no kids now can tell the time on like on an analog clock.
No.
Because like, why would I need to know that? I
We
can see
sound
the
so
numbers
old.
written
Literally
down
just
Yeah.
says on my phone.
Yeah, or it
Yeah.
reads it fucking out.
Yeah.
Alexa, I know. Lots of time.
Yeah, my kid was doing his homework that way. I was wondering how he was getting his fucking homework done so quickly, doing his maths, and
Yeah.
he was sitting in the kitchen asking Alexa the answers.
That is a great
And a
idea.
part of me was just like, you are just brilliant. That is clever.
Hands
So
off,
proud of you.
child.
You know, and for a while I pretended I didn't know because it meant he didn't ask me.
But you know what? Yeah, sometimes you're going, right, okay, he's shit at maths, but he's a slick wee fucker, and that skill will come in handy
It's like
somewhere
teachers
else.
used
More
to
than
say,
Pythagoras
you
theorem.
can't use
Exactly.
a calculator because you'll not be walking about with a calculator in your pocket your whole life, and then now everybody has their phone.
Exactly.
I mean-
What's your remember when moment, Bruna, before we finish up?
My member when is about, well, I was thinking about Christmas. And do you remember whenever everybody loved shell suits for some reason?
Yeah,
Probably
until
was
somebody
thing.
made
In the
them very
90s?
unfashionable
Very.
recently.
What was the crack with shell suits, right?
You can't wear shells anymore without.
Without
I mean, it's an
something
awful
happening.
pedo heavy episode, isn't it? But like, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, but
yeah.
see, at least the pedophiles, if they were pedophiles,
Pedophile.
pedophiles, as an
like
Irish
X-Files.
pedophile, pedophile. My name's pedophile. At least you can hear them coming.
Yeah.
Wee
Noisy.
Russell coming up the street. But yes, so everybody was into these shell suits, and you know it had to be. There was Fruit of the Loom shell suits and shit. And my
Was there?
Fruit of the Loom is like I buy my kids Fruit of the Loom shit now because
Is that
that's what
still
they wear at
about?
School. No, it used to remember. Yeah, because it's
Everything was
just
for
the
the
polo
loom?
shirts.
Yeah, polo shirts.
But
For
everything
schools, yeah.
it was cool to have Fruit of the Loom.
Well,
And
I remember it being really uncool to have Fruit of the Loom. We were raised in different places because
we just had no
auntie-
money. My ma probably told us it was cool.
You're going to school going, love me, my Fruit of the Loom.
And they're going,
she's scant.
yeah.
The only reason I loved Fruit of the Loom, I suck my thumb, and still at 33, I suck my thumb. I know, scumnude.
Self-soother.
It's a soother. But they have, like, the best silky labels. So, Fruit of the Loom have the nicest, they have, like, 3 silky labels. See the way my shirt only has 2, but there's, like, 1 and 2, and they rub together really well. But Fruit of the Loom have, like, 3 that rub together, and the middle one feels extra silky.
And
So-
that soothes you, rubbing them together.
So, whenever I rub that with my right and suck my left.
I would
say
love
that
to
way.
sit down with you and a psychiatrist to dissect that.
Oh, me too. I
That
have
is so
no idea where it
ridiculous.
comes from. It's ridiculous. 33-year-old man
Rubbing
sitting
tags
on the bus.
and sucking his thumb at the same
rubbing
time.
tags, sitting, yeah.
I-
COVID.
If I, like,
deep throating my big dirty thumb.
I love it.
that is so
Oh
weird.
my god! But yes, the Fruit of the Loom.
Whatever you need to get through the day,
Man,
man.
let's find a psychiatrist to work that out. Let's do that.
I'd love to.
Well, we don't
It's so
really
fun.
need to because you probably do suck thumbs
Many
today.
things.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely given me good practice for later in life.
Yeah.
That's it, babe.
But when you
That's
suck
it.
old people's thumbs.
Yes. Yeah. Bingo thumbs?
Yes, but anyway, back to me, fuckers.
Sorry.
Right? My sisters got them for Christmas and they went on fire. They were sitting in front of just had to tell you this about the bright Christmas tree lights. My sisters were sitting in front of, do you remember back in the day whenever, like, you know, your old auntie had one of those fucking, you clicked it and the gas lit it up and it was one of them old fires used to sit in the living room. Do you know what I'm talking
Oh, I like it. Was it the plug in?
No, it was like a
gas
gas. You wheeled
canister?
it in. It was a gas canister, and you clicked it. And the
Oh,
fire.
aye.
Like
Well,
a camping
we were-
fire?
No.
Yeah,
Like a
kind of like
camping-
that.
I know what you're
Do you
talking
know what
about.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about? People probably have them now because the fucking price of gas
Yeah,
is so
yeah, yeah.
bad. But They were sitting, and my ma let them wear their good shell suits before Christmas because she'd spent their good money on it.
Yeah.
And we were all sitting around talking away, and all I heard was my sister getting a big, right? She hit her first before she went, "You're fucking on fire! I spent the rest of my money on them shell suits!" And the both of them got the back spade off them. And it's one of my earliest memories, looking around and just seeing these two big charred
Such a
backs.
shame that your mum went straight to. I wasted my earnings on this.
Yeah.
Not my kids.
You're in flames.
Third degree burden.
Yeah.
What a waste
It
of my
wasn't.
money.
It was like, fuck's sake, well, at least when them coats are warm, mummy.
To be fair though, if winter was on fire, I'd also be saying the same thing. What a waste of my money because I spent 10 grand to get her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very good.
What a waste of my money.
Yeah, but my ma hadn't the fucking pot to piss in or a window to throw it out, so she probably sold her soul. And God knows what else. For those shell suits.
And they were full of them ones.
They
You
went up
should
in about 2
sue.
seconds. It was like a paper fucking lantern.
Polyester.
Yeah.
Polyester
Yeah.
and gas fires.
So that's my Christmas happy memories.
I set my foot on one of them fires before whilst I was wearing tights. And the tights burned into the sole of my foot. And there was like bits of tights in the sole of my foot for ages. And it was like the year I'd met Sean. And for our first year anniversary, or maybe my birthday or something, he'd hired out like a private cinema and put my favourite film on, and there was all these wee gas fires. It was keeping it on. I know he did loads of that. Wasn't even the half of it. But I had to go to an audition in Dublin later that day, so he had to then drive me to because I was like, this foot is useless now, and I was auditioning for a part that was one line, and I had to hobble in with this fucked foot. I should have been in A&E on my birthday, I think it was, and do this one line, and I didn't even get it.
Oh.
Usually if you're doing lines in the middle of the audition, love, you don't get it. You know.
Yeah.
Just one line. Shouldn't have been any harm. For the pain!
Thank you so much, both of you, for
Thank
coming
you.
and joining me today. Is there anything you want to plug? Maddie, you're currently starring in...
I am currently starring in your adult panto in the Waterfront. It is Aladdin. It is running until the 30th of December at the Waterfront Studios. It is limited availability now, so I
Cool.
would say it will sell out. I am playing Jafar and also the slave of Julian's ring. I am having a lot
Julian
of
off
fun.
of UTV.
I love
And
that. I love it.
it is...
Where do people get tickets?
People get tickets at www.waterfronthall.co.uk.
Yeah.
UK
On the
or
waterfront
the waterfront
somewhere.
website.
Yeah.
And honestly, it is. I did it last year, and I
Yeah.
think your script last year was incredible. This year, I think it's even better, and we're
I wanna
having
go.
a ball.
Go. I'm going to go on. I'm going on Thursday night. Me and Sean are coming Thursday night.
Are there still
Better
tickets
be good.
available?
They're a limited availability,
Then
as Maddie's just
I
said
need
there.
to revise my script then.
Hook us up with some
I don't
free
have
ones,
any free
babe.
ones.
Christmas is hard.
I know. I
I'll buy
actually
them.
don't have any free ones.
I will buy them.
They
We'll
don't
go.
give them out. They don't give them
They
out.
don't.
Do you know why? No, because they will sell out.
'Cause
So
they know
like,
it'll
why
sell
would
out.
why would they give
Why
you
would
free
we give
tickets?
them away for free?
Yeah, I
This
know.
sells out, and it's brilliant.
No, well, if there is tickets, I will get some though.
But whenever you have anything you want to plug, any
I'm going
nice
to
gigs
post,
coming
if
up.
you go on like Facebook or Instagram, Bronagh Diamond Comedy, I'm posting up a list of like all my gigs. But my next one, I think, well, I'm in the American tonight, but it's not going out.
This will be next Thursday.
Come see me in the Black Box on the 17th of December, Christmas Day out.
Ah.
I'm headlining in there.
Nice.
Sexy.
Sexy. I like the Black Box.
I love the
love
black.
the Black
That's
Box.
where I started my comedy career. Me and
Yeah.
Dave and Aaron Butler and a few other those guys all started
Yeah.
doing our sketches in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it in there. It's
Yeah.
good. It's a nice vibe.
It's a lovely
It is
venue.
lovely.
Thank you very much for coming in
Thank
today.
you.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks.
Thanks very
Merry
much.
Christmas.
Thanks for having me.
Christmas.
Yes.